the reason why these people are dead. If the news were to broadcast this stuff and be like, look man, a young baby got shot in the head by a random stray bullet, but it was the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. A person fell down the stairs and broke their neck, but it was the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. If they were pushing that vibration out, more people would be aware that the judgment goes forth from Yahweh every day. The scriptures actually say that the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. Let me get that one.
Yeah.
If you got one?
If
If you haven't, it's okay, but I thought you was holding one.
No, I ain't.
Alright, let me just get this right. The Most High is angry with the wicked every day. And that's the thing, man. Again, if you could literally see into the spiritual realm, you'd see all, to be honest, you'd probably bug out. Because you'd be seeing all kinds of stuff, man. You'd be seeing people walking past you with like demons sitting on their shoulders, like or you'd see people walking past you with angels just waiting there to execute judgment and vengeance against them. You'd be seeing all kinds of stuff, man. You'd be seeing angels carrying up the prayers from the saints,
Right.
up to the spiritual. I mean, there's so much stuff going on that we don't see. But if you're carnal minded, you're only looking at the physical, and you're only seeing like, okay, there's a tree over there, there's grass here, but there's so much more invisible things taking place than we can comprehend in the flesh at this time. But if you're spiritual, your mind is open to these things. And that's why it's so important to get into these scriptures. Because, as I said before, the things written aforetime are written for our learning. So when you're learning about this thing, this situation that occurred where Balaam's riding his ass, and the angel appeared 3 times that was going to slay him, and the ass was ducking out of the way, and causing him to like strike his foot against the wall. And then when he's asking the ass, why are you doing this? The ass literally starts talking. See, to someone who's carnal, that would sound like madness. Someone who don't believe it. No, how could the animal talk? Well, let me put it this way. I knew a guy in the world, right? And he was carnal as all hell. Simple nigger. And one day I was trying to break down this truth to him. And he couldn't get over Noah's Ark. Because he kept saying, no, but do you believe in Noah's Ark then? And I was like, yeah, man. You can see some of the fragments of the remnants of Mount Ararat. No, I don't believe in the Ark. How could one man gather all these animals? Well, it's the spirit of the Most High. The Most High can make that, just say to an animal, look, you're going to go over there, and that's where the ark is, and just walk inside and sit down. That's what Yahweh could do. Yeah. Or he could actually make Noah have the ability to talk to the animals. Where do you think Esau gets these ideas for Dr. Dolittle films and all this kind of shit? You know what I'm saying? Because it actually happened in the scriptures. Balaam was talking to his ass. Yeah. You know, he was having a conversation with it. So the Most High can do things that are out there, man. Now, I did call for one, didn't I? What did I say?
He's angry with the wicked every morning. Every day.
Fuada, I remember now.
Is that Psalm 7 and 11? Or 11 and 7?
This is one that this is one that the Christians will never bring out. Right, so this is, yeah, you're right, Psalm 7:11, good call. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. So the Most High is bringing about his judgment day after day after day, but people, because they've been conditioned to think that God doesn't exist, most people have been encouraged from the earliest age to be atheists in this society, in this world, because Esau is the ultimate atheist, and he pushes that vibration on the people. So people don't understand why these things are happening. For example, there's people who, like, their grandmother passed away. Oh, but if there's a God, why did my grandma die? Or if they have a child. If there's a God, why did my child die? Well, you know, it's judgment from the Most High, man. Yeah. And as crazy as it might sound, the people who get judged, they're in the spiritual realm, and they're actually more happy to be there than they were to be on this earth, because at least in the spiritual realm, they're in some form of rest. You know what I'm saying? But the earth is the place of judgment under the sun. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
No, because that Haiti thing, because we know that they're the Levites, ain't they? The Haitians are the Levites.
It's lucky. Put the camera on the dog for a minute.
Yeah.
Because I made. See the dog start shouting when the camera goes on him. Yeah, it don't really. But see, the dog's happy to be around the world.
Yeah. You don't want to be on camera.
No, but it's spiritual, because remember I was talking about the ass talking?
You don't like the camera, look.
On him. No, it's no problem. It's fine.
There's nothing in there. No cookies in there. No cookies. No cookies.
No, but it's spiritual because remember I was talking about the arse started talking? As soon as you put the camera on the dog start barking. But yeah, you was bringing something out, Salakia.
I might as well bring it out anyway now. We're talking about the animals, yeah? Sirach 39 and 28. It says, therefore, by there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in the fury lay on sour strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fury, these are examples. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts.
Yep.
Yes, scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction, man.
That's beautiful. And that precept's right on the point. But I'm still, Salaki, I'm still thinking about the dog because
Yeah, well,
it's beautiful. Go on.
well, they're in the animals are in the power of the Most High's hand.
Exactly.
So if he can come, he can make them speak.
Yep.
The ass, yeah, spoke to Balaam, and they can come up and sometimes they can be a nuisance, or sometimes they can come up and they can just be curious, but they're, as you said, they're attracted to us.
Yep.
So the Most High's making us be. We're going to soon be in league. Let me say it like that.
That's why we're going to be in league with the beasts of the field.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because the Most High controlled that dog to speak.
Yeah.
What reason would the dog have to bark just because the camera's pointed at it?
Right.
So I'm saying the Most High made the dog bark to edify the point now about the animal.
Right.
So reading on, it says, and the angel of Yahweh saith unto him, wherefore hast thou smitten thine arse these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. And the arse saw me, and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now I had slain thee, and saved her life. So the angel was like, look man, the arse saved your life because these 3 times I was going to slay you, but the arse turned aside when she saw me. So it says, and Balaam said unto the angel of Yahweh, I have sinned, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. So he's like saying, look, I didn't know you was going to kill me. If it pleases you, I'll go back. Right? So, and the angel of Yahweh said unto Balaam, go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. And when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him unto the city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the uttermost coast. And Balak said unto Balaam, did I not earnestly send unto thee to call thee? Wherefore thou camest not unto me? Am I not able indeed to promote thee in honor? So here Balak was trying to come with that carnal worldly shit again, like, how come you're late, man? How come you're late? Didn't you know that I would promote you and all this kind of stuff? So he's coming with the carnal mindset, like thinking, oh, well, if I throw enough jewels at this man, or if I throw enough gold in his direction, he'll do what I want him to. And that's the way with, even with Esau, man. You know, for example, Esau will come up or Esau will try and find ways to get us to forsake the Lord and this gospel, but you can't buy the men of the elect because there's no price on us.
That's right.
We've already been bought with Yahushai's blood. So what price could Esau give to a man of the elect to make him forsake his Lord? You see what I'm saying? Because we're already bought and paid for by Yahushai. Mm-hmm. So again, if you understand this truth, you understand what you're dealing with. But Esau and most of the world are carnal.
Yeah.
Esau and most of the world are carnal-minded, so they can only see the tangible riches of this world and this life. They don't see the incorruptible crowns, which is what the elect are working for.
Right.
Or which is even predestined for the elect, because the elect have already achieved this because it was seen by Ezra's in the vision. We're just seeing this all play out in the spiritual realm. And as the brother Yeremiah says, rightly so, we're just living in a simulation right now. This isn't even real life. We're not really living on this side, we're just existing. So our lives are hid with Yahushua. When Yahushua returns, that's when we're really going to live. That's when we're really going to experience what it means to be alive and to enjoy the earth, which was made for our sakes in the first place. Here we're only suffering the bitterness part, the bitterness of bondage, and that's because we have sinned against our power, and this is the price we have to pay. We have to be in this situation, and we need to be redeemed by Yahushua to get out of the situation. We can't deliver ourselves from this. So we have to be humble and remember that it's not in us, but it's with the Most High that our salvation and deliverance will come. So reading on, and it says, verse 38, back in Numbers 22:38. And it says, and Balaam said unto Balak, Lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that the Most High putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came unto Kirjath-Huzoth, if I'm saying that correctly. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and sent Balaam, and the priests were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam, and brought him up into the higher places of Baal, there that thence he might see the uttermost part of the people. Chapter 23.
Yeah, coming.
Psalm 1. And Balaam said unto Balak, Build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken. And Balak and Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said unto Balak, Stand by thy burnt offering, and I will go. Peradventure Yahweh will come to meet me, and whatsoever he showeth me, I will tell thee. And he went unto a high place. And the Most High met Balaam, and he said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. And Yahweh put a word in Balaam's mouth, and said, Return unto Balak, and thus thou shalt speak. And he returned unto him, and lo, he stood by his burnt sacrifice, and he and all the princes of Moab. And he took up his parable, and said, Balak, the king of Moab, hath brought me from Aram, out of the mountains of the east, saying, Come, curse me Jacob, and come defy Israel. Now here's the point. How shall I curse whom the Most High have not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom Yahweh have not defied? Right, let me read that again, just so people can understand this. The point I'm making is that there's no curse or no enchantment against the elect of Israel. Reading again, it says, Numbers 23 and 8. How shall I curse whom the Most High have not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom Yahweh have not defied? For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the 4th part of Israel? Let me die the death of righteous. Let me start it again. Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. And Balak said unto Balaam, What hast thou done unto me? I took thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast blessed them altogether. And he answered and said, I must not take heed to Salakia, read it again. He answered and said, Must I not take heed to speak that which Yahweh hath put in my mouth? And Balak said unto him, Come, I pray thee, with me unto another place, from whence thou mayest seest them, and thou shalt see but the uttermost part of them, and shalt not see them all. Curse me then from thence. And he brought him into the field of Zophim, to the top of Pigash, and built 7 altars, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. And he said unto Balak, Stand here by thy burnt offering, while I meet Yahweh yonder. And Yahweh met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, Go again unto Balak, and say thus. And when he came to him, behold, he stood by his burnt offering, and the princes of Moab with him. And Balak said unto him, What have Yahweh spoken? And he took up this parable, and said, Rise up, Balak, and hear. Hearken unto me, thou son of Zippor. The Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it. So there's the point, man. We're a blessed people. And all these nations that try and come up, even Esau himself, because they're sitting there and they're trying to put curses on the nation of Israel. And the curses are getting a lot of our people. They're bugging out their minds to where now you've got our people following after characters like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, Lizzo, and Little Nas X. These are some of the things These are some of the enchantments
Yeah.
that they're trying to use against our people. Esau knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He's not just doing it on a random. And some of our people are falling for these enchantments, but the elect will not fall for them because there's no enchantment against the elect of Israel. You got one?
Yeah, I got one for you,
Bring it.
yeah. Proverbs 7:3-31 says, envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, for the froward is an abomination to Yahweh, but his secret is with the righteous. You're talking about the curses, yeah? 33 says, the curse of Yahweh is in the house of the wicked. Right. But he blesseth the inhabitation of the just. Surely he scorneth the scorner, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. Last one. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. If I could just add a little bit. You was talking about the curses, man. Yeah, because we can see the effects of the gods of this world who are envying the oppressors. Cardi B, Slim Shady, Slim, all these, I can't keep up with all these names. Slim, Little Nas, and what's the other one?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion, right? Yeah. So they're under heavy curses, and they're leading the holy people down that same road.
That's right.
They're forwarding those curses because they're envying the oppressor, man.
That's a beautiful point, and I'm glad you said that because, carnal people will see that stupid video that they put out. What's it called? WAP? Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. And they're rolling around the floor, writhing around, and you've got all this, sexual imagery. And some idiot will sit there and think, oh, this is just entertainment. But no, they actually had to sit down behind the scenes, come up with that concept. They sat down, they storyboarded it, what every shot's going to look like. Then they got the people to make the props, to build the sets, to build the costumes. Then they got the directors to come in and shoot the video. And then they get our people, such as Cardi B, who have sold out to promote this thing. Because they're thinking, well, look, okay, we're going to have a #1 song or whatever. Because this is the thing, people think the charts is just random. Oh, this song got sold this many times, it made it to #1. No, Esau determines what songs are going to be on the radio and what songs he's going to promote like that. So he's putting these songs out there to put enchantments on our people, to make our young women turn into sluts and hoes and thoughts, and to think that their value is based upon how good they can twerk. And that's just ridiculous, because that's not what the scriptures say. You're not supposed to desire a woman for her beauty.
Yeah.
But in the flesh, yeah, you're going to do that, because in the flesh, your flesh is going to be attracted to women, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's all about doing it in balance, which is what Esau doesn't push, because Esau knows a great way to get the man is to use the woman.
Yeah.
Which is what the serpent did back in Genesis, to get to Adam and use the woman.
Yeah, because she lacks wisdom, man.
There you go. There you go.
And in that song as well, they sing, there's some hoes in this house.
Yeah.
There's some hoes in this house.
They kept repeating it.
So imagine that now. You got, little young, not little girl, but you got young. You probably got little girls as well, because the legal women is just, they're off, man. You know what I mean? So they're gonna be letting their kids sing that shit, innit?
Yeah.
It just shows you the levels, and the brother was right. He's about them not envying the oppressor. That was you that said that.
Yeah.
Because Esau knows the position that we're in is low, so he
Yeah.
doesn't have to do much to entice our people into wickedness. Man.
That is a great point.
And Cardi B, like you said, was right as well. She's cursed, man. And I remember her crying about the situation she was in, because she sold out, man. This is probably a year, or maybe a little bit more than a year ago. And she was crying in a video because she realised the situation she was in. She sold us.
It dawned on her. All right.
And now she's trapped. And now she's got to do the bidding of Esau.
Yeah.
For pittance, because the money that they make in that industry anyway is pittance.
Yeah.
Right. The record companies take the majority of the money. They only make the money when they go and do their shows and that, or whatever other promotions that they get.
Yeah.
And what other nations are pushing wicked shit like that? And that shows you that we're still under these curses, man.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a good point as well. And that Esau knows he doesn't have to do much. Because we're in such an impoverished state, and we have to go to our enemies for the want of all things, Esau doesn't have to throw much at a Jake to get him to sell his soul in these days, because Jake's thinking, well, I need to make it, otherwise I'm going to be trapped in this situation forever. And they think that they can get out of the curses of Deuteronomy 28th chapter by becoming a celebrity in this world. But it don't work like that, man. It don't work like that, because that's not the way that Yahweh set up for us to get out of our situation.
Yes, brother.
Shalom. That's not the way that Yahweh set up for us to get out of this situation. For example, let me read this right. Deuteronomy 28.
I was actually there.
You go. you can bring any
Yeah,
precept
well,
out from
let me get this
28.
one, right? So 28 and 43 says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou... let me read that again, actually. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. So they know that we're at a lower state, and that's part of the curses, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's why, and they keep us there. That's why when there's a little uprising, Jake has a little uprising, they keep a statue up for Jake or something like that.
Oh, like
yeah.
George
Or
Floyd.
they give them a day of the year to celebrate, or a month to celebrate some bullshit. But they're not really giving us what we're owed, man.
No.
All right? Because they could never do that. All right? It says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Right?
Yep.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
Yep.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. Right? And here's the key point. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
That's right.
So, up until that we get that salvation from Yahweh Shai, man, and all Israel's in the kingdom, man, yeah, these curses are going to remain on us, man. All these cats that are talking about building black and black this.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to get our black dollars. Was it
All this
Spike
bullshit.
Lee? Spike Lee was talking shit about we need black dollars and all this kind of
It's not
crap.
happening, man. And those guys, they're just con artists anyway.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, building a
How are
museum.
you going to do that when Esau's always going to be above you?
Exactly.
Unless you're above Esau, you can't get them things, man.
Yep.
Right? It's not going to work for you. It's impossible.
Yep. If I may say, could you read me the precept in Deuteronomy 28 where it says that you should be able to escape all of these curses by getting a record deal?
Exactly. And there's me looking because I thought the brother was going to bring. But that's true. That's true, man. The only way to get out of these curses is to come back to the Lord's statutes and commandments, man.
Exactly.
And that is not for everybody either.
Hmm.
You know, not everyone's going to do that, man. You know, there's a lot of sellouts in our nation, man.
Yeah.
And they're coming out. And the more we get closer to the time of repentance, man, they're coming out now.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
coming out left, right, and centre, man. You're going to see more.
yeah.
You know, it's disgusting, man.
We was talking about Pilar earlier. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, because this is good. We opened up. We were talking about we're in the time of revelation.
Yeah.
Which is why, we're seeing Esau being revealed, but also the wicked of our people too. Like we brought out that nigga Polite, is being revealed, man. You can't hide anything from the Most High. This shows how stupid people are, right? Who formed the scriptures say? Who formed the eye? Isn't he that formed the eye gonna have greater sight than the eye itself? Roughly paraphrasing.
Can't.
But there you are. You thinking, and this just goes to show as well, like. This YouTube thing has made people. Some people are seeking celebrity status.
Yeah.
Right. So they're coming up on YouTube now and they're making themselves in, like as Apostle Kapar says, you have what's known as a cult of personality. These people become internet stars. And
Yeah.
They've got a little bit of fame and they're into that side of things, right? We're not doing it for internet fame. We're doing it just to preach the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So when people come up to us and they try and throw dirt and shade and all this kind of other worldly shit, it doesn't really affect us because we're not here to be, we're not friends with the world.
Yeah.
We're just here to do the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
But someone like him, a character like him, who's dare I say, a con man.
He's a con man.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. He's coming out, and he will come out from the court, the Most High's court. Yeah.
Yeah. So guys like that, they're on this YouTube thing, but they've really got something to hide. So therefore, they're doing all this stuff in the back of their mind. They're not being sincere because they're doing all this secret shit in the dark behind the scenes. But the fact of the matter is that Yahweh's bringing everything to light. So therefore, all that shit you thought you could do in the dark and nobody would find out, and you're trying to throw shade on other people, for example, calling them in a GMS rapists, and you're allegedly secretly doing them dirty things yourself.
Actually doing it, and we're just talking, going through the scriptures about it, not doing it.
Let me just say, even if you don't get this truth fully, man, to get the understanding of the laws of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in itself is edification, man.
That's a blessing.
Right? What's he doing, like? Do you know what I'm saying? He ain't doing nothing.
He's walking-
He's pretending that
Yeah.
he's trying to lead people and this and that.
Yeah.
What's he done? Nothing.
Yeah. And he's promoting.
That's a good
And,
point.
and he's coming up against the apostles first and foremost. He come up against them, trying to call them
Rapists.
Yeah.
And what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
There's a lot of these cats that are out there coming up against the truth, man. They ain't doing shit. They're just talking, man.
Yeah. and he does a Rolls Royce session in his car. So you know what he's doing. You know, when he do on his YouTube, which I'm just like you said, things are coming out, and the Most High is exposing him. He does a thing in his car. He sits in his car and he takes, you know, just showing his wealth. He goes in his flossing. He goes in his hotels and he puts like stacks of money. There's a kind of ritual when you sell your soul. I think he has to add a little ritual to it. And he makes it seem like he's doing it just to show off his wealth. But there's a little bit more. Yeah, there's a little bit more going on there, and he's also promoting hate among the poor people that look at that.
Yeah.
And he's saying don't be hating, and that's what he really wants, because they're very sadistic too. A lot of those people, the niggers among us, are very sadistic.
Yep.
And he says that curse is the man. Which I might bring that out. Curse is the man that put his trust in man, Jeremiah. I'll bring it out sometime.
I think I know what you're talking about. And that's another good point, because again, this is part of the curses, because when Esau took control of the rap industry, right? What did you start seeing rappers wearing? All these chains, all these rings, and they're what do they call it? Making it rain with the money.
Yeah.
Then you have the women shaking their booties, and they've got the cars bumping and all that kind of stuff. That's all by design, because Esau's trying to get Jake to desire these worldly things.
Yeah.
So when he's pushing that image of, okay, this is success. If you've got, you know, gold teeth and gold chains and shit, this is success. He pushes that on Jake so much that Jake starts to think, hey, you know what, man? If I want to be anything in this world, I need to have all these chains. I need to have all these cars. And the thing is, when you're buying all this jewelry, who's your money going to?
Yeah.
You know, when you're buying all these cars, who's the money going to? So it's like Esau's got you in a dare I say, you're a two-time loser by following after these images.
It's a vicious circle.
Yeah.
Because whatever, you know, because Jake likes showing out so much. In America, Jake spends the most dollars, man. That's a known fact, as it is, right? But if Jake owns nothing, even the channels like the BET, Jake doesn't even own them, man.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they did that once upon a time.
They don't even own them.
They had their children.
Jake will sell out.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking of something that you can have as a legacy to continue on, they'll just take the dollars, man.
Yeah.
Now, a smart man in a business will think of the longevity.
Yeah.
That's why people like Mark Zuckerberg haven't sold Facebook, and the Amazon owners are maintained to be the same people, more or less, because they understand, man. But Jake's been tricked into thinking that this little low level of having these cars and houses and that is as you're at a level, man.
Yeah.
And Esau's laughing at you.
They are.
Yeah.
And they love seeing our people in a low and impoverished state, because it goes back to them wanting to curse us.
Yeah.
So let me go back to the original point, because we were talking about Balaam, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And back in, where was I at? Yeah, right, 24. Numbers 24 and 1. And when Balaam saw that it pleased not Yahweh to bless... And when Balaam saw that it pleased Yahweh to bless Israel, he went not as at other time to seek for... No, I'm reading a bit far on. I was back. Let me go back. No, yeah, that's right. It was right. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents according to their tribes. That's beautiful, because those of you who say, oh, it's, like Christians try and talk shit, say, oh, but the Most High is dealing with everybody now and it's open to everyone. No, it's not open to everybody. It's always been the case that the Most High is dealing with the 12 tribes of Israel. That's just the bottom line, man. You can't add to the word nor take away from it. But you Christians, you don't dare to go into the Old Testament the way we do, man. All you want to talk about is John 3:16. And God is love, and God is love. No, God isn't all love. God is, I read earlier, the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. So you ain't dealing with the whole world, man. But not to digress. Verse 3. Right, and the Spirit of the Most High came upon him, and he took up this parable and said, Balaam the son of Beor hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said, he hath said, which heard the words of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty falling into a trance by having his eyes open, how goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles of Israel. As the valleys are they spread forth as gardens by the river's side, and as trees of lin, aloes, which Yahweh have planted, and as cedar trees by the waters. He shall pour out the water of his buckets, and his seed shall be as many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. The Most High is brought forth from out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn, and he shall eat up the nations, his enemies, and he shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrows. He crouched and lay down as a lion, and as a great lion, who shall stir him up? Here's the point. Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee. Now it goes back to what I read earlier. The blessing that we received from our forefather Isaac said the very same thing. Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee, which ties me back to my original point. You've got to be very careful in terms of dealing with potential men of the Lord, because if you dare try and curse a man that is of the elect, you just fucked up. You know what I mean? Because you're going to get cursed for doing that. You got one?
Yeah, I got one. Jeremiah 17 and 5 says, Thus saith Yahweh, Cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his aim, and whose heart departeth from Yahweh, that power.
Yep, and that's what our people have done. As we said, Cardi B's, she's just the flavour of the month at the moment, but you can count this thing back. Before it was Cardi B, who was it? All these flipping slut-ho women that Esau gets to flipping turn our people down a dark path.
Nicki Minaj. Yeah, I remember.
Nicki Minaj, Little Kim, Foxy Brown.
Oh, yeah.
All these people.
Name some of them men as well, because them
50 Cent.
Yeah, 50 Cent.
Yeah, man.
Tupac.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
What are they talking about?
Birdman.
Capping, peeling back wigs and...
Yeah.
Birdman, yeah.
They call it professional murder music. All they're talking about is flipping Snoop Dogg, even Tupac and all these Method Man, Wu-Tang Clan, all you people who came up like, and you're making money off of selling murder music, like groups like Onyx and stuff. Basically, you're rapping about shit that you ain't doing, otherwise your ass would be locked under the prison.